So, I want to jump onto a topic right now. And this topic is kind of touchy to some people and kind of like irritating. And it might infuriate some people if I talk about it in a certain way. So, I'm trying to ease this as much as possible. So, anybody that does post anything on any social media, I'm going to let you know social media is a failed surface area for your relationship status. One being, if you're gonna find a relationship, you're gonna have to find it somewhere else, like somewhere else. You're gonna have to dig deeper in other things. Most relationships are built out in the real world, talking to that person and knowing, even though we have this identity problem to where we put a lot of stuff on social media and it creates this facade and it creates either a comparison level, an insecurity, or the unknown, which leads people to a fronting tactic about you, and they would never really fuck with you because of that situation. Um, Big point. So if you are dealing with depression and you are dealing with the fact that your heart is hurt and you are going through a pain that most people really can't understand because now you're trapped in this emotional cycle where you're reminding yourself about things that are over with and you continue to keep going with that and it keeps bringing you back to where you were the day it started. Um, if you're posting it on social media, um, I know I did that. I did that. It was a big failure of me. Um, it's just it's really not helpful. I mean, like if you continue to do the process. So if you do it the first time, which is still stupid, I see it stupid. If you do it the first time, it can cause a lot of problems on what you really want to do later on. Because once you kind of like jump out of that moment of where you were trapped and then you're free, then you look back of how much you like destroyed because of that situation. You're stuck in a reality to where you weren't thinking straight, and now thinking straight got you to a position where now you're seen as an individual that's really weak and just very faulty at that point. And it takes a lot to come up from that again. It takes a wide range to come from it because one, a lot of the connections that you had before aren't really going to fuck with you anymore. People who are with you just see you as lonely, desperate, and that, which is sad. Me as a person, it doesn't matter if you're lonely or desperate. I'm still gonna fuck with you. I'm still gonna be there with you. I'm still gonna show that compassion. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And that's not turn off to me whatsoever. It's not if you're a guy or a girl or somebody you need help. You're looking for attention, which is okay. In a certain point, it is. You need people to be around you to help you and to help build you back where you were. Like I kind of had that, I kind of did that, but I had to go find people myself to do that. People weren't coming to me. People weren't trying to fuck with me. People weren't doing anything. It's just I was left at a level of I had to go find people to help me. I have my bros that which are always going to be next to me, but it's an honest answer. Like yeah, I can go hang out with them anytime to help fix me. So that's a that's a reality right there. One with the social media, the blast of like you're lonely and stuff like that. That stuff will actually drive people further away than what you're actually trying to look for. So uh, they see that you're desperate to post that feeling right there and then. They see that like it doesn't matter how you feel, you're gonna post that on social media. So it already lets like your secret your feelings. Even though it's sad that we have to hold in feelings for people to be attracted to us and come to us because you're the unknown and they want to figure you out. So it makes you more attractive because you're not easy to get to. So it brings the standard that like, oh man, here's a challenge, which is kind of sad. But that's how life is. That's really how it is. for the younger kid, the younger generation, because we're always looking for challenges and we're always looking for something to adapt to or something to fix, and it's sometimes it be like that sometimes. Um, once you're posting all that stuff on social media, you're posting all that stuff right there, and then it's just it's more of an anchor now. It's already set in stone that what you've said, how you put it, and everything like that. And my biggest regret is using social media as a platform for my stress, my platform for my thing. And you know what? It's all about entertainment. So my social media is going to be changing. It's going to be different. It. I will show you the flaws that I have as a person, as in my tricking, my dancing, or any other like art forms. But if it's contemporary to me and that style, that has to stay between me and what I do and the people that are around me, my loved ones and stuff like that. Um, if you don't have people, that is a great expression to find other people before going to a therapist, before all that. People can help you, people can see what's going on with you. They can do that. But anything after that, nobody's responding, you need to go find someone in your family. You need to go find somebody that's close, somebody that can, as a profession, seek professional help, and then search for other links to help you get better. But don't keep cycling through social media. And my best advice, if you're on social media, a lot of things are a comparison rate, and comparison is the worst thing after any cycle of distress that you're going to go through. Reminders are going to pop up, things like, so your phone needs to be discarded. It needs to go. Any electronic devices that get you on the internet and stuff like that, they need to go. There's too much things that we use in commercials and videos and reading, anything that's relatable to throw you back in that cycle because it reminds you of a situation that you just went through. The best thing is to stay away from all social medias, cut yourself from everybody and anybody that's on a social media platform. Only go to texting and stuff like that. That's the best thing. Texting or calling somebody or actually going to be with those people right there and then. I know going out and like walking a mall or walking a store or something like that, you'll see relatable things, but it's less likely to be in your eye. So it's like it's at a medium, and it's also at a healthy range to what you see. To where social media, it's like instant click. It's like it's blasting you with multiple different emotions and multiple different things and scenes that you can compare yourself to or you can be reminded of. Um, but my big point, to just summarize everything, all what I just said, is that if you're dealing with finding a person to be with you, to comfort you, posting it on social media and showing yourself like that is only going to leave you distressful, uneasy, very emotionally weak, and you're very desperate enough to post it for everybody else to see that you're lonely. And that shouldn't be a bad thing, but it is a bad thing, and it doesn't make you look good. It doesn't. It doesn't make it look good unless somebody else is just as desperate. And if someone is just as desperate as you are and emotionally broke, that's not a good comparison. Love is not about finding someone because you're lonely. That's a last resort, and that shows how desperate you are. You're so lonely, you'll just take anybody and everybody because you're lonely. And whether or not, if you're actually posting that just to post it like that, that's how it's going to be taken. It doesn't matter what if it's like. People are going to assume what it's taken as. So, your best bet is to stop posting things like that and completely just kind of like molder out all that, and then find your passions, find your crafts, find works, find things that can make you happy, find things that can build you back to who you were. Like, I've gone through a process that, like, I am 23 years old, and it took when I was 22 to finally get in a relationship I fell in love with. I fell in love with a person. Now, is there's emotions in there really? Not really. It's more of like a, how to say, it's a reminisce feeling. It's like a fossilized feeling now. It's just that person is a person. They're gone. They're not in my life anymore. It's it be like that sometimes. And it's just, as sad it is to me, I don't like everybody to be a distant memory. Like, there's people that are in my past that I hate that we've kind of like separated, and I really want to get back with them. But like, what would it be if like the reasons why we stopped hanging out is because they stopped hanging out with me, and I put a lot of effort into what I did, but once I I tried hanging out with them again, it was basically kind of like cut off. So people change, people go through things, and they see things differently, and then they'll go through a different route, and that's fine. I have come to this understanding after 23 years of having attachment issues and having like horrible anxiety, social anxiety, and other things about people. Like, are they gonna leave me? Are they gonna like? Is it like gonna happen like that? And now I'm kind of like perceiving reality in a little better form. So it's coming a little bit more easy, and like I can find the people who I genuinely want to hang out with because one, they're extremely productive for me, my happiness, my self value, and my creations of art. So they're right there to help me when I want to perform better and do other things like that. And yes, it's a use system, but still, I can pick anybody and everybody to do that. But it's just, it depends on the vibe, depends on the person, depends on their personalities and how well rounded they are in that situation for me to pick them all together. Um, but social media needs to be cut. Everything just needs to be set. My biggest advice is try meditation. Meditation does help. And if anybody believes that meditation affects your religion, it's not going to affect your religion. There's a spiritual meditation, there's an exercise of meditation. Like, there's spiritual workouts. People do spiritual workouts. They do it just for their religious purposes. And there's just working out just to work out. As again, mental exercises are still going to be a form of meditation. That's it. It's a form of meditation. Meditation are mental exercises and drills to help you strengthen your beliefs and help strengthen your response to things, help an approach, help change your character, basis of confidence, and get you to where you really need to be. But anything else outside of that, that's beyond that. It's the same thing with physical workouts. You're doing physical workouts to strengthen or rehabilitate muscles or breaks or tears in your body. Those help rebuild your physical form. When you go into meditation, you have a mental form. You have concrete, you have abstract. Your physical needs to be just as good as your mental. And if one of those are off balance, they can affect and fluctuate. If your mental is off, it will start fucking with your physicality. It will start fucking how you feel. It will start fucking with how you just go about the day, how the drills, how you stack up everything, and how you kind of just push for new things. The same thing goes with if your mental's great and your physical is horrible, you're going to suffer a lot of aches and pains. You're going to suffer some injuries. You're going to suffer deterioration, and that's going to bring down your mental. You're going to go through that process of like, I wish I was healthier, but like now it's affecting your mental because you're one in pain, you're unhealthy, and it's either the foods you're eating and stuff like that. It's just going to start like slowly deteriorating your body, and then it'll start making it to your mind. Because if your body's in pain, your mind is the one that's creating the pain for that feed, and you're receiving it through your mind, so it's going to affect your mood. So, it does not matter, nothing ever fixes itself. That is a big dilemma that people think is going to happen. With time it's going to fix itself. No, it's not. It really isn't. You have to make change. You legitimately have to get up and you have to walk to the sink to wash your hands. The sink doesn't come to you and take your hands and wash them for themselves. There are random occurrences in life that are by coincidence that can help achieve certain situations, but not every situation's like that. And people need to understand that. People are too stuck in instant gratification. Am I a successful person? No.